Now at 5, a child's haircut ends in violence.
She literally tried to kill me.
An East Bay barber hospitalized after he says an angry mother ran him over with her car. A quiet neighborhood on edge after a stranger gets inside a woman's home and drags her around what police say the suspect was looking for.
Today, I am asking our chairman to proceed with articles of impeachment.
Democrats take a major step toward impeachment and the fiery response Speaker Pelosi had when asked if she hates the president. KRON4 News at 5 starts right now.
Now, from the Bay Area's local news station, you're watching KRON4 News at 5.
A shattered storefront and a man carried out on a stretcher. Tonight, Antioch police are searching for a mom who they say ran over a barber with her car because she was upset about her son's haircut. Believe it or not. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Grant Lotus.
And I'm Catherine Heenan, in for Vicki Liviakis. Tonight, investigators are looking for the woman you see here, 28-year-old Ruby Delgadillo of Brentwood, the barber who got hit. He says the woman tried to kill him. The violent turn of events happened last night. It was at the Delta Barber Shop. That's on A Street in Antioch, right off Highway 4. Police say the confrontation began in the barber shop. The victim, Brian Martin, he told KRON4 the problem was not really the haircut, but that her son got a scratch on his head. He says the mother left the barbershop but then came back. That's when things quickly escalated.
Martin says the mother started kicking the store's front door. He asked her to leave, and that's when he says things got really violent.
Her leg was broken in two places. They had to put a rod in. It was cut up from the glass because she literally drove me through the window into the building. And a couple of things. One, the kid had a wonderful haircut. That wasn't the problem. There was a tiny scratch on the back of his neck, and she came back and she said it was unacceptable. We couldn't even see it when he left, but I said, what do you want me to do? The kid had squirmed the whole time. He was a good kid, you know, so it wasn't a problem. But it just escalated, and I couldn't calm her down, and she started kicking the door of the shop. I thought she was going to break it. I got my phone to take a picture of her license plate, and in the process of trying to get my phone set up, she put her kids in the car and put it in gear, and she's flipping me off and yelling F you, and I didn't think she would. I thought I could get out of the way, and she literally pushed me through the plate glass and way into the building. Her car came at least halfway into the building.
Brian Martin, the barber there, says he thinks Delgadillo was trying to kill him when she hit him with her car. So far, Delgadillo has evaded arrest as police are looking for her, as well as her blue 2006 Toyota Prius. License plate on your screen, 8LHB387. Again, that is a blue Prius.
And we first brought you this story on KRON with a push alert as we interviewed the victim. That was this afternoon. You can always stay up to date on news in your neighborhood by downloading the KRON4 News app.
And this just in, Lafayette police have arrested 2 suspects in a pair of violent home invasion robberies. The crimes happened on Halloween and then November 26th. During the robberies, residents were assaulted and restrained before the culprits ransacked the homes. Now, 22-year-old Joseph Wells and 20-year-old Adima Diop are both behind bars. Both are from Fairfield, and both will be booked on charges including burglary, kidnapping, and assault with a deadly weapon.
In the East Bay, a violent burglary in Berkeley. This is a major cause of concern now for residents. That's because it's been a couple of weeks and the burglar is still out there. KRON4's Hazik Medyoun has the latest.
He knocks on the door. No one answers, so he enters the home through an open window.
I heard about it on Nextdoor, but honestly, I thought it was a hoax. I didn't think it was real.
The burglary happened back on November 22nd around 1:30 p.m. here on Lincoln Street near McGee Avenue in North Berkeley. Now, Berkeley police are asking the community's help to track down the suspect.
Something like this, where a person is home and a suspect enters during the daytime, this is definitely an unusual crime for us.
The fact that the burglar became violent with the female occupant of the home is also alarming, says Berkeley Police spokesperson Officer Byron White.
This person claimed to be a handyman working for the landlord, and they need to be shown around the place. She starts to show him around the place, and that's when he attacked her. He ended up taking money and then locking her in one of the rooms, and he left.
The incident has rattled nerves of some residents in this quiet Berkeley neighborhood.
Yeah, we've had small burglaries, but nothing aggravated.
Yeah, I told my friends that they should all keep their windows locked.
I suppose I'll be more vigilant. I don't know if it really impacts how I feel, though, about my neighborhood. I feel like my neighborhood is safe, and this is just a totally outlying incident.
Berkeley police investigators have a limited description of the burglary suspect.
We do have some good leads. If anyone has any information about this crime, they should let us know.
In Berkeley, Hazik Madyoun, KRON4 News.
All right, time now to take a peek at the weather situation. We're looking at live pictures of some bridges around the bay. Golden Gate, of course, upper left, and then you see the traffic is all jammed up at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, upper right. Below that, the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, and next to that is the San Mateo Bridge. The headlights are coming towards the East Bay.
And we're talking about a break in the rain, but apparently just the calm before the storm. We're getting ready for some serious rain tomorrow. And Chief Meteorologist Lawrence Carno, what can we expect?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wicked storm when this comes through. This is going to really pack a punch as we head in toward tomorrow afternoon. Right now, you got a lot of clouds out there. We've had some light sprinkles, some drizzle, some roadways a little bit wet out there, but that's nothing compared to what we were going to see. In fact, look at this storm system off the coastline. That is really winding up and headed toward the Bay Area. I think as we get in toward this time tomorrow afternoon, it is really going to be ripping outside. Very strong gusty winds, some heavy rainfall, and the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms as this comes through. And then you see all those cold speckled clouds on the backside. That's your weekend. That's what's going to rotate right through, bringing the possibility of more thunderstorms, maybe some hail, and again, some heavy downpours. With that in mind, we've already seen a whole lot of rain from that last storm system, so flash flood watches again posted in and around the burn area of the Kincaid fire. Likely going to see some quick rises in many of the creeks there. Some of the rain totals, maybe 1, maybe 3 inches of rain, maybe more than that across some of the mountains. We'll try and break down some of those rainfall totals expected, plus the rest of your forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Lawrence. In the South Bay, police say there could be more victims who have been sexually assaulted by a well-known Bay Area nightclub promoter. This man, Daniel Moreno, was arrested after 3 women accused him of raping them. The alleged crimes happened between August and November of this year, and police are now encouraging anybody with information on other potential assaults concerning or involving Moreno to come forward and contact them.
Although the rain has pushed the wildfire threat out of the headlines for now anyway, PG&E is still taking a lot of heat over its role in causing some of those fires.
Yeah, would pushing the utility aside in favor of, say, a customer-owned utility mean fewer fires and a company more responsive to the people it serves? Well, that is the idea behind a plan that is gaining some steam in the South Bay. Our Rob Flattabo has been tracking that story for a few weeks now and is here now with the latest. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, hey, Grant. Yeah, that's right. There is indeed growing support for this idea to make PG&E into a ratepayer or a customer-owned cooperative. And the idea is that this new plan, this new cooperative would strive to harden the grid and also put an end to what San Jose's mayor says is the company's negligence and mismanagement. Here's more.
And what we're finding throughout the state is just a very strong desire to see a new model emerge for PG&E.
San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo on Thursday announcing that a coalition of more than 100 elected leaders from 58 cities and 10 counties around the state are supporting his plan for a customer-owned takeover of Pacific Gas and Electric.
What we need to do is fully align everybody's financial interests so that every dollar coming from ratepayers is invested in improving the reliability and safety of the grid.
Representing some 8 million people served by PG&E, the coalition unveiled a list of operating principles in creating a nonprofit cooperative. They include geographic inclusion and equity, a governing board, labor and workforce, power supply procurement, public accountability, rate impact and credit quality, and safety and response.
The power safety shutoffs are not going to stop until this company has hardened the grid. and ensured that we can operate reliably and safely without causing fires.
The proposed guidelines would preserve PG&E's service area and maintain current labor contracts and independent power producers. The coalition hopes to ask the same federal judge handling the utility's bankruptcy to consider ratepayers as a viable alternative to another private owner. Either way, billions will be needed to pay creditors and wildfire victims.
We are going to be paying more. The question is how much more and who is going to benefit. Is it going to be out-of-state hedge funds, or is it going to be the customers and ratepayers in the state of California?
PG&E says it's not for sale. It is resisting the idea, but the mayor says that there are hundreds of these utility co-ops across the country serving millions of people, but so far none here in California. Live in San Jose, Rob Flattabo, KRON4 News.
Thank you, Rob. Tonight, we know that Airbnb is taking more steps to crack down on parties and nuisance guests. That, of course, is in the wake of a Halloween shooting at an Airbnb rental in Orinda. This is video of the aftermath. The San Francisco-based company says it's banning open invite parties. That includes parties open to anybody advertised on social media. The company is also banning big parties at apartment buildings and condos. It says it will remove guests repeatedly accused of noise, unauthorized guests, and other violations. Airbnb is under pressure right now to regain the trust of users as it's getting ready for its planned initial public offering next year.
Today, I am asking our chairman to proceed with articles of impeachment.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi confirming today that the House will move forward with articles of impeachment against President Trump.
And Pelosi's announcement comes a day after the House Judiciary Committee, the panel that will draft those articles of impeachment, held its first public hearing in the inquiry. It featured testimony from 4 legal scholars. 3 of them said that President Trump did commit impeachable acts.
The president leaves us no choice but to act because he is trying to corrupt, once again, the election for his own benefit. The president has engaged in abuse of power, undermining our national security and jeopardizing the integrity of our elections.
Democrats are considering several articles of impeachment, including abuse of power and bribery related to the president's actions involving Ukraine and obstruction of Congress for refusing to cooperate with the investigation. And coming up tonight at 5:30, we will talk live with East Bay Congresswoman Barbara Lee about what is next in the impeachment process and how the trial in the Senate could go.
Coming up, one of the 49ers team leaders is defending the team's broadcaster after a racially charged statement that the analyst that apparently said and got him suspended. How Richard Sherman is viewing that situation differently than a lot of people.
And a new rule will strip nearly 700,000 Americans of food assistance, food stamps, why the Trump administration says it's making the move.
And 2 people are arrested in Livermore for human trafficking, where officials say they found evidence of prostitution in Bay Area parlors.